So many still don't understand what I meant for different types of time trap layouts. So basically, I was not saying which one was bad or which one was good. I was saying that the different types of TT will stop different types of players. So today we take a look at one of the most popular time traps on the market, and SE keep using it as B5 for ages. So I will let you know what is the secret of this type of layout. So first thing first, the overall. So you can see that there are not many guns next to HQ. So 2 shot towers, 2 cannons, 1 mortar, 3 mortars, and the free trade will be all 4 outposts. So I will do some details explanation for this session. First of all, outposts. Outposts are the most important factors in any type of layouts. So once you move all 4 to the top, so the first thing you need to see is what is the way to trigger all 4 of them, but not just 2, because you can either use tanker to trigger it, then activate your combiner, and then you can avoid all the hits from all top 4 outposts. So let's take a look. So this one, you just tap here, and you can see that it covers the shot tower only, which means if you send your tanker to the mortar here or the cannon here, these 2 will not be triggered. So it will leave you a very hard decision because there are only 1, 2, 3 spots, or let's say the mortar. Yep. So the mortar is the best place for you to trigger all 4. But the problem is, as you can see, he put 2 cannons, another 2 mortars covering this spot, and all top 4 outposts covering the same mortar. So if you send anyone here, I would say your bot will be killed in around 10 seconds. Okay, the button. So when you are looking at the button, you need to count how many guns are there, because as I mentioned in the first replay, I said clearance half, then use leader rush to the top will be the best way to beat most of the TTs on the market. So let's use this way to do the count. So split it into half and half. So this is the center, 1 mortar, 1 cannon. So basically I will assume that you need to take these 2 out, but you can never tell, because if your teammate they don't provide any feed replay for you, you can never confirm that how many guns you need to clear. So that's the advantage of this one. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guns on the half, while my TT was only 7 guns in total at the whole front, and you only need to clear 4 guns. So for this layout, you need to clear extra 3 guns only for the half of it. But what if not enough? So if you need to clear this laser from here to the laser, it still looks okay, because it still looks 50-50, same range. Because once you move most of guns from the top to the bottom, it will leave a larger space from the end of one way to the top. So it will make clearance much harder. So if you need to clear these 2, for example, let's count 7 plus 2, 9 guns in total. So once a player clears 9 guns at front, why doesn't he just walk through the whole layout, right? So that's why most of the attackers will start to clear the whole front, to use walk-in. And from this board, the next thing you need to see is how many layers of walls you need to clear or you need to break. Each layer is 16,000 of HP. What is the concept of 16,000 HP? Sorry, 20,000, not 16,000, 20,000. The concept of 20,000 wall is each layer of wall is actually with a high HP of a single HQ. So if you break 3 layers of walls, actually you break more than 3 HQs, and plus the total of all the buildings, like 5,000 for storages. And this layer got all the storage at front, so you just need to enjoy breaking each one of it. And the tricky thing is how to work out how many layouts of walls you need to break. So that's the most successful point of this layout, because if you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 medium to long range guns are all in the honeycombs. So there is a chance that your boss, like the tankers, warriors, gunners, they will start to hit on different targets. So once it happens, we are not counting 20,000 HP of each wall. It is actually more than 20,000, because 8 of your balls, they are not hitting at the same spot. Well, you cannot do anything to control them to hit on the same brick, because that is AI. AI focus on their priority buildings to hit. For example, I would say some of the bots will take guns as priority, while some of the bots will just take everything as equal. So it will end up they are starting to hit different types of buildings. And the best way to avoid it, the first thing is try to clear some guns. So put it this way, if you are able to get a hit here covering mortar, laser and cannon, like Jazz or Miss Master, so what we call hit here, and another same hit here. So you can clear these two, and you deploy everything here. So it's easier that the AI will not take this cannon into consideration, so they can focus to break 2 layers of walls here. And another thing is the missiles. These 2 missiles, many of you don't know what they are for. Actually, this is a kind of anti-side rush layout. So why I would say it is anti-side rush? First thing first, if you need to side rush to the top, the first thing is probably you don't have enough ability points to clear any of the guns at front. So, and also you need to leave it as a stepstone for your leader to rush it. So if you don't kill these 2, let's take a look at its coverage. The left one covered up to the shot tower, and this one basically covered the whole wide section. So if you rush to here, and you will leave your whole team under coverage of this one, and then the outpost, once it's triggered, they will take your bots to starting to fight to the left, because these 3 will become the beacon for all your bots to walk to. and then it will trigger the other two. And once it happened, the coverage of this missile will be in function. So actually, you are not fighting against 3 mortars only for the long range guns. You are fighting against 3 plus 2 missiles. Actually, he only missed 2 lasers at front, and you are doing a side rush against majority of the long range guns of HQ-16. That's why you can still do side rush, just as I mentioned. The first rush here to the missile, and second rush to the harvester. Then you can trigger combiner, but from this spot there are only 2 outposts triggered. So the setup will be, once your combiner finished, the rest of your boss go to HQ. This one will be triggered, and also highly possible that this one will be triggered too. And it will become simply a main fight of your bots. You are relying on simply the team power. Now you have to use 5-star warriors or 5-star gunners to finish the top. That's why most of the side attackers will fail at this layout, simply because even though they can rush, maybe they don't have the team power required. And for the walk-in smashing teams, the trigger thing is, I mentioned many times in all the trap groups, from deployment to HQ, draw a line to see how many layers you need to break for the walls. 3 layers can stop most attackers except top smashing teams. So this one I just mentioned it is more than 3 layers. It's actually 3.5, because here you cannot focus on hitting the same spot. So that's why this layout is actually very solid. So it is quite against simple walk-in, and it provides good fire coverage, especially for outposts. For anyone doesn't want to walk from the center. And the biggest weakness I mentioned, double side rush, not wash, but you can wash the whole top. Double side rush, you can send your whole team to the top, and you can also clear everything at the front, but you just need to watch out for the pathing. For this setup, normally you have to use some 5 stars, or your gunners have to be like close to max, like level 59 to 60, simply because of the layers of walls. And if you want to improve this layout, it is actually hard, because once you put 2 missiles providing fire coverage to the top, it definitely will end up it is easier for side rush. That's simply the structure of the layout. So let's assume that we will move these 2 to somewhere else, maybe to the side here. It is still okay, right? Yeah. Let's see. But this one, if you move it to here, it can only cover. Yeah, it still looks good. Yeah, probably maybe you can try to, first thing you can do is move this storage to the motor and then try to squeeze it to here. Okay, I see what's going on. The layout maker, he wants to avoid one hit. So if you move everything closer to the center, so you will end up easy one hit here. Is it? Let me see. This one to here. Right. So okay, I see. Probably the best way to reverse it is put one of this gun to the top and swap the storage to here or here, then move the missile to here. So these two areas will be in blank. Yeah. So just one building down. So now it's covering this one. So let's see. Easy. Here you go. So put one here, one here, remove this one and move this one to the spot of the storage. Right. So one building down. Yeah, it looks much better. See, if you move this one to the storage, then probably the circle here will be moved to here. So probably you cannot wash anything on the top because, as I said, this one moved to the front. And probably you need to move one more to the front if you've got any space. So here will be in blank, the spot of missile, so it will not cover anything on the top. While if you move one down, so the circle will be like this. It still provides a good coverage, and the problem is only for the left hand side, because once you move this one building down here, the coverage will be much worse than the current version, because now the coverage is very good. It's covering 2 short towers. So it is totally up to the user of this layout. Another thing I want to mention is I got the war results from a couple of top 4 wars, and there is a funny news that some players, they don't like to do double rushes nowadays for some reasons. No matter what you do with the layouts, they will simply walk in to smash everything. But at the end of this replay, I just want to mention, don't just do it, because it's not easy. You will fail in the top walls, and then if you fail at B2, you are losing like 210 points if you fail at B2. So make up your own decision before you attack. If you have to double rush, do the double rush. Walking simply require higher team power. And that's the end of this video. So I hope everyone can have a better understanding of different types of TT. So once you understand it, use the best way to beat the layouts. And first thing, count how many guns top and bottom, how many for the half for tactical rush, then work out how many layers of walls you need to walk through. So good luck.